Hello, and you're listening to the Wellness Persuasion Podcast. I'm the host of it, John Boardman, and I would like to thank you for click and play wherever you clicked it at. I try to keep this audio short and sweet. I know you guys out there are short on time. You got things to do and places to go. And again, thank you for click and play wherever you clicked it at. Well, I won't go ahead and start into the word. I want to jump right into it. And from there, I want to explain why I'm sharing this with y'all. It comes from 2 Timothy chapter 4, verses 7 through 8. And this is Paul coming to the end of his life. He is about to be beheaded. And he writes to Timothy, he says, I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. Hence there is laid up for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award to me on that day, and not only to me, but also to all who have loved his appearing. These are awesome words from a man that's about to be executed. You know, have you ever thought about your legacy? You know, when people see that you've been gone, what are they going to think of you? You know, envision on how you will like to finish the race. Envision how you will like to finish the fight. You know, a championship boxer or wrestler or a championship team will envision themselves, seeing themselves going up on the podium and receiving the gold medals and trophies. They envision and they see that. When you are about to pass on, what do you envision? I hope the answer to that question is that hopefully your loved ones will be there. You know, if your wife's still alive, you know, your children and grandchildren, and who knows, maybe a few others that you have impacted. You know, when I was young and foolish, I said to myself, I don't really care what people think of me when I pass on. Well, let me tell you about that. That's not true. Nobody really thinks that. That's the self-denial and trying to put up this tough image, and it's, you know, malarkey, you know. Reality is should be, you know, when we are about to pass on this world, what is that going to be like? You know, a lot of people chase the wrong things. They chase money, they chase status, or approval. Well, you know, those things don't really matter. Those things will eventually evaporate. And the people around you really don't care about that. They care more about whether or not you love them or not and express that love, you know, simply by just being there, listening. And they know that if they have a need, that they could trust on you and they could depend upon you. You do all these things not to build your own stats, but to glorify God, to bring others into the light that were in darkness. And so people remember those things. Like a great example when I'm talking about legacy comes from a lady who I've known just maybe, let's say, 5 or 7 years. And the way that she impacted, you know, with her kindness, a small little thing, you know, I still remember that. And I will never forget it. Unfortunately, she passed away this year, you know. And so I cried hard. I cried very, very hard, you know. It was a combination of sadness and tears of joy. You know, with what I'm saying, you know, you would want that with people that's going to be around that deathbed because that's a sign of your legacy. That was a sign that you fought the good fight and you are ready to receive the crown of righteousness because of Christ's grace. And the good news is that whoever believes on the Lord and calls upon him can be saved. Look at what it said towards the end of verse 8. It says, also to all who have loved his appearing. They love Jesus and they are committed to him unto death. That is our legacy.